So, good morning, everyone. My name is Yasmin, and today I will guide this conversation. Today we'll talk about study and learn. So, before we start, it's important to talk a little bit about Talk and Talk. So, Talk and Talk is a community where we come to communicate in English, Spanish, French, and also Italian. So, we are focused on conversations. So, this is not a class, this is a conversation. We are not here to correct you, but you will learn a lot. And so, let's start introducing ourselves. So, Ricardo, can you introduce yourself for us?
Sure. I'm Ricardo, live at São Vicente. It's for the city of Brazil. I work on a telecommunications company because there are a lot of different services or products on this field, including IT and others. Well, I'm married. I have a daughter, and I love dancing, watching movies, enjoy barbecues and the parties. Well, I love food, but I want parties because it's a great opportunity to talk with your family, friends. I love the situation. It's possible to interact with people. That's it.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ricardo. And what about you, Aline?
Okay, I'm Aline. I'm living in São Paulo. I'm from São Paulo, and I live here all my life. In fact, I lived in São Carlos for 5 years, but almost my life I live here. I work as a product designer, and I have a lot of hobbies like reading books, listening to podcasts and music. I like to play guitar and ukulele, and I like surfing too, but I'm learning it, so I'm not so good in this, but I'm trying in the moment.
Very good. Thank you so much, Aline. And what about you, Juliana?
Hello, everyone. I'm Julie. My name is Juliana, but my friends call me Julie. I'm from Belo Horizonte, and I'm a lawyer and post-graduation in data protection, and I have an MBA in business and negotiations. And at the moment, I'm studying post-graduation studies in counseling law, and also post-graduation studying business law too. And I think I like to study English and study in German too, but at the moment, English it's my priority.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing about you. So, about me, as you know, my name is Yasmin. I'm 21. I live in São Paulo too with my parents and my grandmother. I have 2 cats. I work as a teacher. Yeah, I think that's it about me. And today we'll talk about a topic that I love to talk is study and learn. And we have like 10 factors, and we need to talk about how they affect our studies. So when we are learning something new. So the first one is about teaching methods and strategies. So how do teaching methods and strategies affect? So Juliana, let's start with you. We can't hear you. Juliana, are you there? I think no.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I think Teaching tools and strategies, it's important to your choice, the teacher, the teaching methods, the strategies. It's impacting the students because the teach, of course, and the methods. Because people learning the different way, different methods, like reading, discussions, and make the things range-on activities, activities in group, use the technology, multimedia. I think there are a lot of things you can do for learning or for teach for older people. And I think it's important because, like I said, people learn in different ways.
Hmm. Yeah, very good. It's really important what you said because, like, it's true. Yeah, we are individuals, so we have different ways to learn things. And what about you, Ricardo? What do you think?
I believe that is important, not the most important thing, but it's important. I believe that is everything that everything that help the student to learn. I believe that is a good movement. So sometimes I observe a lot of people put much emphasis in this aspect, but I believe that the discipline is the most important thing. Is not a good thing for me because I don't have discipline, but I believe that when you have discipline and you study every day, the how much how sometimes there is a blank in my mind. So sometimes is when you not sometimes, but when you put a lot of attention, discipline in the effort to a specific goal, certainly sometimes it's take more or less time, but you reach this goal. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's not just about like strategies or methods, but you need to do like every day. Yeah. So I totally agree with what you said. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you know a lot of methods, but if you don't study every day, it will not work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Aline?
Well, I think teaching methods and strategy is really important to learn anything because I don't know, I agree with Julie when she said the people learn in different ways. And I believe there are people it's more visual or more hearing, for example, and choose the right method to learn something. It's the thing will keep your focus in the process. Because I really believe you need to enjoy the process to keep the focus in your studies. So I think it's important.
Yeah, I think I don't know, like sometimes I think we need to to have both, yeah, the consistency, as Ricardo said, but also know the methods, the strategies that you can learn more, because sometimes we are like studying every day, like with a method that it doesn't work for us, yeah. So we will learn something, yeah, but maybe it will take more time to learn. So, and what about you, Rosalia? So, can you introduce yourself for us and answer the
Okay.
first question?
First of all, can I thank you for accepting me because I was in another class, the French class, then I am a little delayed. Sorry. And okay, I'm Rosalia. I'm 55 years old. I'm living in Joinville. Then I have been studying for 3 years, I think. And then I'm here participating in this class and another class too. And about the question, I think it's so important to have a methods, but it's not for everyone because there are so many there are so many strategies, but don't work for everyone. And in my case, I had followed some methods, but it's not to work it for me because I need to spend a long time for following these methods. Then when I found the strategy for me, for my one, I think this had to work more than, but you need to have some method, but you need to find your own method because the method work for me don't work for another. Then I think it's important, but it's not all the things. You need to have your routine. You need to have your time to study, and every day you need to study a little. You need to put in practice, especially put in practice. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. This is really important. I totally agree with what you said. And so the next one, it's about the classroom environment. So how do the classroom environment affect in the way that you are studying and learning? So Aline, what do you think about this one, the classroom environment?
I think when you learn something, all the things, all that points, it's important. For example, classroom environment, I think it's really important too. Because I don't know, when you learn something, you usually make some mistakes. And if you are in a safe environment, probably you are more comfortable to make mistakes and correct yourself. So I think it's a safe environment. It's really important. For me, what which works a lot, it's a fun environment. I learn more when I enjoy the process, when I enjoy the class. So I think it's that two things. It's the most important for me: safe and fun environment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more because I think like when you feel comfortable in a place, like when you are in a place that you think, oh, okay, here I can make mistakes without being judged. I think you can learn more, yeah, you can try more without fear. So and you, Juliana.
For me, I agree with Aline. I think it's a better the environment. It's a enjoy space place, and I think it's not good. You always to be too defensive, and the I can learning with environments this. And now I'm prefer online places, the presential space. And I think about environment, it's important organize it, organize is place. I can do the mass place, but I can learn it much in basic place.
Yeah, and I think like when we are in a place that is organized, it's like our mind is organized too, yeah. So, and what about you, Rosalia?
I totally agree with Aline and Juliana, because you need to stay in the place, organize this place, because it will help your mind to enjoy more the moment. I have one time I listened to one teacher. She said you need to stay every day at same place and same time. Put your mind put your brain to wait for this moment, this fun moment. If you have fun this moment, your brain, you will keep more the information, something like that. If you have no matter if it's a classroom or your space to study, if you have good environment in this moment, if you have fun, you can learn more than you are in the place, a mass place, something like that.
Yeah, and I was talking to someone that it's really important like to have a routine in like at this environment, yeah, because like you will become more responsible too. So okay, I know that we will do this and this, so I need to maybe learn before we start. So, and you, Ricardo, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's so exhaustive. Sorry, I have to go. Sorry, maybe another day. Bye bye.
Oh, okay, no problem. But thank you so much for participating. So, yeah, but I think the classroom environment it's really important for us like to feel comfortable. So when it's a place that you know that someone will disrespect you, maybe it's not a good place to stay, yeah. And now talking about the teacher and student relationship, how do you think this affect your learning process? So, Juliana, what do you think?
I think like the older stop, it's pretty important. And I I have I forgot the name, but bad dreams with the with teachers in the university, because the teacher it's it's not good teachers. It's pretty exit ex, uh, exigent. And I think this I'm like Aline. I'm I'm understand and I learn it with the light place, the light people, the light situation. It's not like obligation, and the like you stayed a military college.
Yeah, and I think like at college, I think it's harder because when we were like at school, the teachers use it to behave in one way, like more careful. But I think at the college, I was like scared because the teachers were like, oh, I'm not here to be your friend. You need to do this, this, and this. And I don't care if you can't. So I think like at school, they are more comprehensive, but at college, no. And you, Rosalia?
Yeah, I think it's just so important to have a good and respect relationship between teacher and student, because if you have something to teach, you need to put your student in the way that they have some wish to learn. And if you have fun in this moment, you can help them to put more attention in this, in the thing that you are teaching. I think it's most important thing that in a teacher have this relationship, a good relationship between teacher and the student for learning some things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like when, like, yeah, we need to know like when it's the right time to do the things. But if you do like an environment like not so serious, yeah, like, but the students will learn in a funny way, I think it helps a lot.
It's not so serious, but you need to have some space to have fun too.
Yeah, that's it. And you, Aline?
Well, I consider that topic that it's important too, because I think the teacher-student relationship is important to build a health environment. So it's important to build our second topic, classroom environment, because I think it's important. How can I say that? I have a health relationship when students need to trust in the teacher, on the teacher, and I think the teacher needs to understand, if the teacher understands better and the students, they probably understand the better way to teach something for that students. So I think that relationship is too important to build that healthy environment.
Yeah, and this like made me remember about like some teachers that when like the classes starts, they like go to the classroom and say, oh, okay, I'm here to teach, not to be your friend. And the students change, yeah, the behavior. So it was to be like something really nice, a good environment for everyone. But sometimes because this happened, I thought, okay, so I will learn nothing because you are here just to teach. You are being so serious. So I was not open to learn too. So I think it's really complicated. And so well, we can go to the next one. So how do assessment and feedback affects in our learning process, our studying process? So Rosalia, what do you think?
I think this assessment and feedback is the most important thing that the teacher that have the way to say for a student, because if this student do something and are waiting for feedback, the teacher, this teacher don't make right feedback, make some judgment, something like that, you could this student to learn more. Because I don't know if I have a certain type with assessment, because it's more important the feedback, because when student make some tests, for example, then shows for your teacher, then the teacher can say, you are right here, but you can be better, you can grow more in this aspect. When one teacher makes some judgment in the way so quick, don't make some explanation this point of the view, I think it's difficult for the student be continue, because especially when they are a kid, I don't know, because if I think if I receive some feedback the right way, the wrong way, it's affecting me a lot. Imagine when in the children or kids or young people is different than the adult. I think it's so important to make some feedback, but trying to explain the point that are wrong or not. I don't know if I have.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because like sometimes like we need to take care when we are giving a feedback, because like try to be like, you don't need to be like, oh, so like cute or something like this, but you need to say in the right way and think that, oh, it could be me receiving this feedback too. Yeah. So enjoy, Aline.
I agree with Rosalia. I think in that topic, the most important is feedback. I believe assessments, it's more about identify some weakness or strengths in a student to improve that. But I think it's you be careful when you do that, because that topic probably how can I say that, can change the self-esteem from some students. So I think it's important you identify some weakness and understand if the method we use is working, and not if the student is better than the other one, for example. So I think you receive a feedback and another way to achieve your goals, it's more important.
Yeah, and I think like because of these, like sometimes we receive a feedback that we can like develop traumas too. Yeah, so depending on the way. So I know that some people, they received like a feedback in a negative way, so nowadays they don't want to like even hear the word English, because they received a negative feedback, but in the wrong way. So, and you, Juliana.
I agree with my colleague said. I think it's important to the people receive the feedback about the technical things, or you need to improve in this area and this other area, because this and this and this. And maybe I think it's important to you understand the emotional things people pass at the moment, and there are all the things you need to understand.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, like it's not that we will receive just like positive feedbacks all the time. Sometimes we need to receive like negative feedbacks, but it's important to understand that the way that people talk.
Yeah.
I think you need to be able to design another path to achieve your goal. I think it's more important in a feedback. You could change the way you do something.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I will say something, but I forgot the idea now. But I think this you need to receive, when we receive some feedback, the negative subject is not because you are doing in the wrong way. You can accept this release, this feedback. It's trying to build another time, another way to redo the things they are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is something important for us to understand, yeah, when we are receiving a feedback, because sometimes we think that it's like something like personal, yeah, but it's not. So
Yeah, because it's difficult to accept the negative feedback. You are you are judging you all the time. Then another person judges too. It's difficult to accept.
yeah, it's really difficult. I agree. And what about the curriculum and materials? Like, how do you think the materials affect the way you are learning, like your learning process or studying process? So, Juliana, what about you?
I think the materials, it's important too. I remember when I was young, I was how do you say? I'm happy, and they received my new books and my notebooks, and I and they good, they impressed. I think when the metro, it's a beautiful metro, you're more excited.
Yeah, I think like when it's not something that, oh, I need to follow this, like everything that it is saying, it's better, yeah, when you have like freedom. So, and you, Aline?
I agree with Julie. I'm not sure about curriculum, but I think materials it's really important because I don't know. For example, I'm a more visual person, so I learn more something when I can visualize something or when I can imagine something from a description, for example. So I think the kind of materials you use to learn something, you can learn more or less. And I think it's different to different people. So you need to understand what's the better material for you. So I think that topic it's really important.
Yeah, I am like you, like I am more visual too. So when I started like to learn English, because like I was a kid, so in the books we have many images and things like these, many colors, so it was really good. But when I become like older, in the books we have nothing visual, so I needed to create like my own material to understand because I am more visual. So it's what we were talking in the first question. Yeah, it's important to understand how you learn to. So, and you, Rosalia?
I think I am a vision too, and imagination like Aline, because I need to remember what are the word that I am trying to remember sometime because I need to use all the color of pen to graph some words, something like that. But here, I think curriculum and the material, the both, I think, is important, because depending of the topic that a teacher will try to teach, I think that have been more prepared to teach, because curriculum is not so important, but I think need to have some experience in materials. If the teacher are how can I say the word that I forgot now? Need to be more creative person to help your student to learn more, because if have some materials, fun materials, and it could be more appropriation for the topic. Yeah, depend of the topic the teacher wanna to teach, need to be more prepared and have more materials.
Yeah, and we will talk about this because we will talk about about individual differences. Yeah, so I think it's all related to this, like when we are talking about materials too.
Yeah.
So like how do you think individual differences impact?
Yeah, individual difference. Yeah, like I said about material, if the teacher have many materials, can help all the difference, because there are some like 10 students in the classroom. All the students are different, have some differences to learn. Then I think if the teacher can realize this difference between the student, I think can use some materials, can use difference in the individual for learning with them.
Very good. And you, Juliana, what do you think?
I think, like Aline said before, people learning in different way, and for people more visual or listen, learning things listen. I think it's important to respect the best way the people learn.
Very good. Yeah, I was thinking about this because I think like we need to see ourselves in the material too. Yeah, like as a teacher, I am trying to do this because like in many books when I was studying like as a black woman, I didn't see this. So I think like about the images too, you know. So and you, Aline, what do you think?
Well, I think we should understand the people are completely different each other, and the same way you should understand you are different and you learn in a different way. You need to and should respect the other people, the other one, and understand that they how can I say that they learn in the different ways. So I think it's important respect that difference and find some way to create a collaboration building to help each other, because sometimes I have some weakness and someone could help me in this way, and I could help the other people in a thing I'm good. So I think the difference is good when we respect it and enjoy this to improve our, how can I say that? I lost the word. Or the weak, no, or how can I say nosso ponto forte? Eu acabei de falar, esqueci.
Oh my God, strength.
Yeah, your strength. So I think we can improve your strength when you help the people in your weakness. So I think the difference it's really rich in an environment where we learn something.
Yeah, very good. And I think it's really important this what you said, because like sometimes we will like find someone that can help us in our weakness, and maybe this person has a different weakness and we can help them too. So really nice what you said. And so, and what about like technology? How do how like the technology integration can like affect our learning process? So I think we can start with you, Aline. How do you think? What do you think about this one?
I think that's it's a difficult topic because technology it's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing. Main for children. I don't think it's a good thing to children. For example, we see in the last months the AI emerging with a possibility to study better. But AI, for example, completely change our way we learn something, or we looking for, or researching something. And I think sometimes for kids, this impact the how can I say that how their brain are building in the first childhood. So I think it's problematic. It's a hard topic in that way. And for the other people, the technology hard user, probably technology helps a lot to study, but I don't know if it works for everyone. So it's like a materials topic. You need to understand your way how you learn something, to use this or not. I don't know. Maybe I think it's the hardest topic in that topics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a difficult topic to talk to, but I totally agree with what you said. Like technology can be good or can be bad. You just need to know the right way to use. Yeah. So what about you, Rosalia?
I totally agree with Aline, because if you use so much technology with a first childhood, it's so difficult because can be addicted, and it's difficult to left the technology some time after that, because a technology, if you know how to use, can help us a lot, but if you don't know, it's difficult, because you can search everything. So in the technology, if you use the wrong way, you can be harder all the thing for you, for another person around you. In the use for learn things, it's a good things, because I use all the time to learn, because I'm learning another languages too, and I'm learning together all the languages. Is help me a lot. If you know how to use technology, you can integrate all the people around. You can use for all the things, but you need to know how to use.
Yeah, I think like we need to have a balance, yeah, because if we don't have, we'll become like addicted. And I think this is something that happens with people who are learning like a new language. Like the Google Translator is something that everyone uses. So, but some people, they become addicted to it, so they don't learn because they are always using this. And you, Juliana, what do you think?
I agree with you. And I think the use of technology and education can be a good thing to help you visualize things you can do in videos or books. But it's necessary to use the technology like AI and and they incentivize the student to use it, but it's important to incentivize to students to be more curious, not be lazy.
Yeah, this is really important because like we are all curious, but I think we kind of lose this with time because like we with technology we have everything in our like hand, yeah. So sometimes we don't feel like so curious to know the things because we already know. And so going to the number 8, I think we have time to one more. What about the parental involvement? So about the parents, like how do you think the parents affect in the learning process? Not just the parents, but the family in general. Yeah. So Juliana, what do you think?
I think the family it's really important to all education, and they don't put the responsibility just in the teachers and the school. You know, I think this it's pretty important to how do you say, to for education, for more complete education, and they continue the things the children learning inside the class, inside the in the house, in the home.
Yeah, I think it's important, like the family like motivates the student too. Yeah, because I know that some people they didn't like to go to school and they try to show this for the kids too. So it's horrible. And you, Rosalia.
Yeah, I think the topic is pretty important because when they have the family involving the to process to learn the children or your children, your son or your daughter, don't matter. I think it's so important because some parents just left the responsibility to only for the schools because they think they are working, they don't are they don't are there to educate our children, because when they are at home with the children, they want to give more love. They think they are giving more loving, but it's not, because they need to say no sometime, because depend of the time they left all the things for teacher to say to teach how to receive no. But I think this need to say, oh my gosh, I'm a little lost because I'm thinking a lot of things. And yeah, I think it's so important to have this involvement with the family, especially the parents, is the education of their children, only to left for schools.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's really important, like to motivate, to show that school can be a good place too. Yeah, so and that study it's important. So, and you, Aline, what do you think?
Well, I agree with you, girls, because I think it's a really important topic because I don't know, when you behind the classroom environment or your method you use to learn something, if you have some family who encourage you to overcome obstacles, for example, you probably it's more confident person, and probably it will impact the way you learn something, or the way you be comfortable to overcome obstacles, or to continue to learn something, even when that thing it's difficult for you. So I think that topic it's important, main for kids, because when when a people or a kid there are their self-esteem preserved, that people it's more confident to improve themselves. So I think it's really important in the environment studies.
Yeah, I think it's really important what you said, and also about like to trust. Yeah, so to trust in the family to say the things that are happening at school, or to trust in the school to say the things that are happening at your house too. So it's really, really important. And so I think that's it for